Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today what we're going to talk about is strength training frequency and why you really only need to strength train twice per week for optimal results. And so we're going to look at some of the research behind strength training frequency and answer the question, how many days a week do you need to exercise? So when you're coming up with a new workout routine, there's going to be so many variables that you're looking at. It's going to be what exercises should you do? How many sets of each exercise? How long should your repetition duration be? Things like that. And perhaps the first thing you need to nail down is how many days per week are you going to exercise? And really what we're talking about again is strength training. So how many days a week are you going to strength train? And so many other of those variables are going to come into play when we're looking at how many days you need to strength train per week. But if we can nail down how many days per week you're actually supposed to exercise, then you can kind of add in all those other variables and figure it out from there. And so again, when we're looking at anything regarding exercise, we don't want to go with anecdotal evidence. You shouldn't just take your favorite influencer's word for it. You shouldn't take your mom's word for it, your friend who's seen results. You should really dive deep into the research on any given topic that you're looking at. And that's what we're going to start with. We're always going to look at the research and then base our opinions off of that, see what works for us, and then make some changes. So we're going to start with the research. And when we're looking at strength training frequency, the best article that I can find is from the Journal of Exercise Physiology, and it's the effects of resistance frequency on strength gains. So in this study, they took 75 untrained people, meaning they are people who hadn't engaged in strength training over the course of the last year. So they were, like many of you who are starting out a new strength training routine, they were also starting out a new routine. And what this study looked at, again, was their strength increases, and it was an eight-month long study. So it's a good amount of people in the study, and it was over the course of a long time, a long duration, 8 months. And they broke these 75 people up into 3 separate groups. One group that trained twice a week, one group that strength trained 3 times a week, and then a third group that trained 4 times a week. And each group was going through the same workout. So they were doing 8 exercises, alternating upper and lower body. So these were full body workout routines, 8 exercises per routine. And they did a pre-test where they did some 10 rep maxes on lat pull down. They did a 10 rep max on squat, and then they did a 10 rep max on bench press. And they did that at the beginning of the study. They did that 4 months into the study, so halfway through, and then they did that at 8 months as well. Okay, so they were testing their strength gains throughout the study, and then of course at the end of the study. And the workout they were going through while they were doing the study, they were doing, again, 8 exercises, and I'm going to read this right from the study so I get this correct. They were making sure that they had the same order, but every single month they would mix the order, but all groups were doing the same order. So what it started out as, it was lat pull down, then leg press, then bench press, then leg extension, seated row, leg curl, shoulder press, and abdominal crunch. So those were the 8 exercises. Again, they always alternated upper and lower, but through the 8 months, they were mixing up the routine. And again, they were doing those 10 rep maxes to assess their improvements. So the group that was training twice a week was training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The group that was training 3 times a week was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then actually the group that was training 4 times a week, I found this pretty interesting, but it was Monday, Tuesday, off on Wednesday, then strength training again Thursday, Friday. Okay? And what this research study concluded was that all 3 groups saw a statistical change in their 10 rep maxes. Okay, so every single group got stronger. What was really interesting about this study was all 3 groups, there was no statistical difference between those 3. So they all got stronger at the same rate. And so that's really interesting because whether they were training on Tuesday and Thursday, or they were training Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they were seeing the same amount of increase in their strength gains. So that leads you to think, well, why would I strength train 4 times a week when I could get to the same result in twice a week? Which is a great question, right? we always want to get you the best result, but really we don't want to be wasting time on more things that's not going to actually improve our results. So when it comes to starting out a new routine and you're thinking about, well, how many days of exercise should I have? What we can fall back on is to this research paper and say, well, maybe I should start with twice per week training, see how that goes, and then perhaps I add a third or fourth strength training workout into the week. But according to this study, that's not going to give you any more benefit. So start out with twice a week training. See how your body adapts to that. Remember, we always want to kind of assess our progress through body fat percentage. So we want to see our muscle mass increase while our fat mass decreases. And I'll put a link in this description where you can get a smart scale that can help you test that, or you can go somewhere locally to do a bod pod. And really, you kind of want to conduct your own experiment on yourself. Start with twice a week. See how your body adapts, see how you change, and then perhaps add a third or fourth routine. Just know that's maybe not going to increase your results. What you'll probably need to do is really hone in on your protein intake, hone in on the nutrition side of things, rather than adding another workout routine to your schedule. So, in conclusion, when it comes to strength training, do 2 workouts per week. Then add any other physical activity that you see fit on top of that. But strength training should be the foundation of your exercise, with twice a week full body routines, and you can maybe add a couple more exercises in if you wish. I would definitely recommend doing a lower back exercise. I think another multi-joint leg exercise added to the routine, like a deadlift, will really help improve your results and really optimize things as well. So hope that helps answer your question on how many days a week you need to exercise. As always, feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to me directly, Xavier at reformed-fitness.com. I'd love to answer any questions, and always feel free, try a free 45-minute introductory workout with us today, and I can answer any more nuanced questions and take you through a full body workout so you can really start to feel the effects of an evidence-based strength training routine. I thank you again for watching. Make sure to like this and share this with someone who also has the same question on exercise frequency, or who is maybe overtraining, exercising too much, where they could dial back their exercise, and that will help them, again, stay more consistent with their strength training. If you're overtraining, you're going to not only not see results, but you're more likely to stop strength training altogether because you feel like you don't have time for it. So twice a week, no more than that to start. See how your body adapts, and then go from there.